before we start, just make sure that you have a chair or a stool, something higher than a block, a yoga belt, or if you have just normal belts at home, you can use those belts as well. And then some bolsters, a bolster or some rolled up blankets and a cushion to sit on. Alright, so you can just get those ready before we start. Today we're going to do a gentle flow followed by restorative yoga. And so it'll be a nice slow-paced, mindful movements for us to practice being present and focusing on our breathing during our practice. Alright, so before we start, you can, once you are ready, sit up on your foam or your cushion and just take a gentle cross of your legs. So you can find an easy cross. If you find that sitting with your legs crossed is too strenuous for your knees, you're welcome to keep them straight. But then as long as you are keeping your spine upright, that's perfect. So sitting on the front edge of your foam, then feel the pubic bone slightly tilt down towards the mat as you tilt your pelvis slightly forward, lifting your lower back up and lengthening through the crown of your head. Rolling your shoulders back and down, away from your ears. Soften the top of your shoulders. And just taking a few deep breaths here. You can rest your hand lightly on your knees, on your thighs. Staying here for a few deep breaths. Just noticing how your breath is, or how your breath feels like this morning. Is it smooth? Is it easy? Are there any tensions that may come about in the body which impedes your breathing? Just notice if there are any tensions. And with each inhalation, lengthening through the crown of your head, feeling the ribs expanding to the front, the sides, and even the back. And as you inhale, creating a little bit more space between the vertebrae, and as you exhale, allow the shoulders to soften, the thighs to soften, but keeping that integrity of your spine. So letting go of unnecessary tension in the body, in the mind, being fully present with your breath. And if you wish, you can bring your hands to Namaskara, hand in prayer. And you can use this time to chant Om 3 times, or a mantra of your choice, or an affirmation that you would like to set for yourself for today or the rest of the week. And slowly open your eyes. Good morning. My name is Nana, you don't know, and I'm from Oneness Yoga Studio in Westville. So today we are doing a gentle flow first in the morning, just to mobilize our joints and to mobilize our rib rib cage so that we can practice our breathing later on. So after a gentle and simple flow of yoga postures, we're going to settle into our restorative yoga postures. So in those postures, we'll use the props that we have available, which I have mentioned just now: a chair, a strap, a belt, some rolled up blankets or bolsters, and a foam or a cushion. So with the gentle flow and restorative class that I teach, I invite you to really slow down and to observe your breathing and just to be in the present, just to be. So in many times our minds can get busy. Some of us tend to like wanting to do things all the time so that we feel like we've done something. But a restorative yoga practice like this is really about slowing down. It's about taking things slow and to be fully in the present, to be mindful. So, even during this lockdown, even for me, like on Sundays, I would always wanting to do things and get things done, just keeping myself busy, but then forgetting about being in the present and taking it slow. So there's a balance, taking things slow, and to slow down is just as important as being active. So finding a balance. Alright, so sitting up on your cushion or on your foam, and lengthening through the crown of your head. Bring your hands behind your hips and lightly pressing your fingertips down into the mat. And giving yourself that sense of elongation. So imagine that there's a block on top of your head and you're pushing that block up towards the ceiling. Now inhale, looking over to your right. Exhale, gently roll your chin. Inhale, looking over to the other side. Exhale, chin down. Inhale, chin up. And keep going, moving with your breath. As you inhale, lifting your chin. As you exhale, chin down. And just notice if there are any tension around your neck or your shoulders. And slowly bring your head to center, lifting your head up. Lowering your right ear to your right shoulder. And slowly lifting up to center, and then lower over to the left shoulder. And up. And keep going for a few more rounds. Remember to breathe. Notice which way is easier for you to breathe. Is it easier to inhale when you lower the head, or is it easier to exhale? And one more, lowering your head to your shoulder and up. And then gently looking up towards the ceiling. And then bring your gaze down to the floor. Keeping your spine upright. Inhale, lifting your gaze. Exhale down. And just mobilizing the cervical spine. Exhale down. One more. Inhale, lift. Gazing up. Exhale down. And keeping your gaze forward, bring your hands to cross across your chest. But feel your collarbone with your fingertips on the top. So feeling the collarbones, and then gently pull the collarbones down towards the floor as you lift your chin up. And feeling a stretch across the front of your neck, the skin, keeping your shoulders down. And then come back to center. Let's inhale, lifting your chin. Feeling the stretch across the front of your neck. Exhale down. One more, inhale, lift. Keeping the collarbones down. Exhale, lower. Okay, swapping arms. So you're taking the other hand to the front. And again, continue to pull the collarbones down gently. Keeping your arms down, your shoulders down. And then inhale, lift your chin. Feeling the stretch across the front of your neck. Exhale down. And inhale, lift. Exhale down. You know, we spend so much time, if we use the tablets or a cell phone, our head is always gazing down. So it's a nice opportunity to just stretch the front of our necks. And the last one, inhale, lift, keeping your collarbones down, shoulders down, and exhale, lower. Rolling your shoulders back. Feeling the shoulder blades moving up and down. So it's a movement of the whole shoulder girdle, not really the upper arms, not really your humerus bone, but focusing the movement on your shoulder. So feeling the shoulder blades gliding up and down, front and back, across your rib cage. And then let's roll it the other way. So moving the shoulders forward and down. But really noticing if there are any adhesions across your shoulder blades, between your scapula and the ribs. Notice if there is any difference between your right shoulder and your left shoulder. And release. Sitting up tall. And inhale, reaching the arms up to the ceiling. Touching the fingertips up to the ceiling. And really try to reach up, extending the shoulder blades, lifting up towards your ears. And feel like somebody's pulling your little finger up to the ceiling. Exhale, sweeping your arms all the way back and down. Inhale, arms forward and up. Exhale, arms back and down. Inhale, up. Exhale, arms back and down. Drawing a semicircle on the side. Inhale, arms forward and up. Reach up through your little fingers. Exhale, down. Let's reverse. Turn the palms forward. Inhale, arms back and up. Exhale, down. And notice if it's a little bit more harder to rotate your arm this way. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Lengthen the sides. Exhale, down. Bring your right hand down to the mat. Inhale, left arm up and over into a side bend. Keeping your shoulders and your arm on the same plane. Your chest on the same plane, rooting down into your left sit bone. And inhale, come back up. Exhale over to the other side. Rooting down into your right sit bone. Inhale, up. Exhale, lengthening from your armpit to your hip. And inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale up. One more. Exhale. This time I want you to focus on contraction on the bottom side of your body, so on your right side of your body. Inhale up. And exhale, contracting on the left side. Inhale, come up, reaching both arms up. And exhale, sweeping your arms back and down. Let's extend our legs in the front. And then gently bouncing the knee up and down. Part your legs wider than your hips. You're still sitting up tall with your pubic bone slightly tilted down towards the floor. And then just rolling your thighs. Notice it's the rolling of the thighs and not your ankles. So keep your ankles in the direction of your knees without moving them. Focus your awareness on the movement of your thighs. So rolling the thighs inwards and outwards. Internal rotation, external rotation. And just notice again if there's any movement that feels restricted today, this morning. And remember, every day, every phase of your life, your body will change. So be kind to yourself. And then rolling your ankles. Drawing big circles with your toes. And now draw the circle the other way. Mobilizing your ankles. And then keeping your legs straight in front of you. Lifting your toe up towards your face. Feeling the engagement of your shin, the muscles underneath. And perhaps you might feel your hamstrings a bit here as you pull your toes up towards your face. Keeping your spine upright. And now pointing your toes away. Stretching the top of your ankle. And then again drawing the toes up towards your face. Really, and I mean really pull the toe up to your face. Pushing the heel away. And pressing the toes away. Pointing your toe. Let's do one more. Turning the toes up. Feeling the engagement on the front of your legs, pulling up towards your hips. And then pushing, pointing your toes. Notice here where you're feeling the engagement of I feel it around my back legs as I push the toes away. And feeling the stretch across the whole of the top of my leg. And then relax and just soften the legs, soften the knees. And then changing the cross of your legs, so taking the other shin to the front and sitting up in an easy cross. And again, if you find that sitting cross-legged is uncomfortable for your knees, keep your legs straight in front of you and your spine upright. So, your pubic bone is still tilted down slightly towards the mat as you lift your spine up. And inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, twisting over to your left side and lower your arms down. The center line. Inhale, arms up again. Reach up as you turn and exhale over to the other side and arms down. Inhale, arms up, reaching up. Exhale to the left. Inhale, arms up, lengthen the sides. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhale, up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale, feeling the engagement of your abdominals, your obliques on the sides. Inhale, up. Exhale. This time lower your hand to your right knee, your front hand. So it'll be your left hand on your right knee. Sitting up tall, lifting your spine up. using your back hand behind your tailbone and maybe coming onto your fingertips at the back to give you that extra sense of lengthening and elongation. Your pubic bone is slightly still tilted down towards the floor, spine upright, and as you exhale, gently draw the belly in and twist. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Particularly breathe into the back and the sides of your ribs. Exhale, draw the belly in and twist. Allowing that left side of your knee to slightly slide forward as you twist. And then inhale, exhale, see if you can wrap your back arm around the back and then try and touch your thigh the opposite side. So it doesn't matter if you don't touch, but keep your spine upright, shoulders down away from your ears, and taking deep breaths. Feeling space. Notice where you're contracting your body, but it should be the right amount of contraction so that you're still able to breathe easily and smoothly. Inhale, extending your back arm. Exhale, side bend. So this time lowering your left shoulder towards your left knee. Inhale, come up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. And exhale. Inhale, up. Let's cross our arm over in front. So crossing your left arm over the right arm. And then gently, so this will be your right arm over the left arm. I'm doing a mirror image. Gently pull the knee in towards the center, lifting your sternum, rolling your shoulders back and down, and feel a slight stretch across your shoulder blades at the back. And remember, try and keep your spine upright. Try extending your spine instead of rounding the back. Sternum lifted, collarbones broad. And then release this will be your left hand, and take it back. Inhale, sitting up tall. Pubic bone still tilted down, sternum lift. Exhale, gently draw the belly in as you twist. Remember to allow the pelvis to move with your spine so you feel the opposite knee sliding forward, but deepening your breath, deepening your twist through your rib cage. And again, finding space across your ribs as you inhale. And wrapping your back arm around the back, and see if you can reach your hand to the other thigh. Remember to keep your spine upright, shoulders down, sternum lift. And inhale, extending your back arm. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale. One more. Inhale, up. And exhale. Inhale, up. Release your twist. Come to center. Let's move up. Move onto our mat with our hands and knees on the mat. So you can put the foam away and bring your hands and knees up on the floor. Keeping your wrist slightly wider, shoulder width or wider, and spreading your fingers wide. Keeping your knees hip width apart. Going into a few rounds of the cat-cow stretch. So inhale, concaving the back, lifting your sternum, shoulders down towards your hips, collarbones broad. Exhale, gently draw the belly in, tilting your pelvis, tucking the tailbone, and push down into the floor, feeling the engagement of the front of your belly as you draw the belly up. Inhale, concave back into cow pose. Feeling the engagement and the contraction of your back muscles. Exhale, draw the belly in, pushing down into the floor. Inhale, concave. Shoulder blades moving in and down, lifting your sit bones up. Exhale, rounding the back, spreading your shoulder blades apart, pushing down, doming up your spine. Inhale, feeling each segment of your spine as you move, going as slowly as you wish. And really just turning your attention inwards to how your body is feeling. Is there any tightness? Notice which movement feels good. And exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, come back to neutral. Extending your right leg to the back and keeping your toe tucked under. Your legs are still hip width apart. Extending your leg, so open up the back of your knee as you straighten the back leg. Feel like you're pressing the middle of your back thigh up towards the ceiling. And imagine there's a block between your thighs and you're squeezing into that block. Keeping your shoulders broad as you protract, pushing down into the floor, and your collarbones broad. Inhale. Exhale, lifting your back leg off the mat. Continue to hug that imaginary block between your thighs, and then extend your opposite arm forward. Hold here for a few breaths. If you find that there's too much compression on your wrist, your bottom wrist, you're welcome to bring your wrist a little bit more forward, ahead of your shoulders, and lift your arm and leg. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hands down. Let's go over to the other side. So extending your left leg out. Legs are still hip width apart. Extending the back leg, pressing the back heel down towards the mat. Pushing the middle of your back thigh up towards the ceiling as you descend your heel. Hugging the thighs inwards towards the center. Feel the engagement of your abdominals as you hug the thighs towards each other. And remember here, you're welcome to bring your hands slightly ahead of your shoulders if you find that there's too much compression on the top of your wrist. And then inhale. Exhale, lift, back leg off the mat. Continue to hug. And then extend your opposite arm forward. Stay here for a few more breaths. Keeping your head in line with your spine, so without dipping your head. Inhale. Exhale, lower your hands and knees. Let's sit back to child's pose. Bring your knees wider than the hips. Sides of the big toes touch, if it's okay for your knees. And then gently sit down towards your heels. Walking your hands in front of you and rest your forehead down to the floor. You're welcome to take your arms a little wider. If you feel any compression and impingement on the top of your shoulders, so we'll just widen your arms a little bit if you need to. Stay here for a few deep breaths. Allow the hips, your sit bones to sink down towards your heel. As you take deep breaths, feel those expansions, those micro expansions inside your body. extend your arms all the way forward. Looking forward, preparing for downward facing dog. So keeping your wrist shoulder width or wider and spreading your fingers wide. Inhale, looking forward, lifting your hips. Exhale, tucking your toes and lift your hips. And take a few rounds of paddling with your feet. And just still in the morning, especially if you've just woken up, your hamstrings might be quite tight. So just taking a few paddles and notice if there's any differences between your left leg and your right leg. If there's any tension across your calves, the back of your thigh. And then stay in your modified down dog as you bend your knees, tilting your sit bone up towards the ceiling, and focus now on the front of your armpit as you push the mat away, stretching the shoulders, creating space across your armpit and your ribs. Take a few deep breaths here. Continue to descend your heels as you bend your knee, feeling your calves a little bit. Inhale, looking forward, walking your feet forward. And if you have a chair in front of you, which I've placed in front of me, you're welcome to keep your hands on the chair in replacement of blocks. Or if you don't, you can use your hands, you can place your hands lightly on your thighs and coming into that half lift. So feel the spine, your spine extending forward as you concave your back, feeling the engagement of your kneecaps in the front, pulling up the inner thighs. Inhale and exhale, fold forward. You're welcome to bend your knees here as you lower your hands down to either the floor or if you have the chair in front of you, the legs of the chair, if it's comfortable. And keeping your knees bent. Inhale, sweeping your arms back. Slowly reaching up towards the ceiling. And you can keep your gaze forward, or if you would like to, lifting your gaze up towards the ceiling as you take a gentle back bend. Exhale, sweeping your arms back and fold forward. Again, your hands can either be on the floor or on the chair. Half lift. Exhale, hands on the mat, stepping back with your right leg and lower your right knee down to the floor. Inhale, lifting your arms up. Exhale, sweeping your arms back, resting your hand on your front thigh. And as you gently lower your hips down, continue to feel like you're pulling your front knee back and your back knee forward and hugging the inner thighs towards each other. Sternum lift as you push your hand down into your leg. Feel an extension, lengthening on the side of your ribs. Inhale, shoulders down, chest broad. Exhale, lower your hands down to the mat, tucking the back toe under and lift back to downward facing dog. This time you're welcome to straighten the knees. If you feel your hamstrings are okay, it's not pulling onto your lower back. Otherwise, you're also welcome to keep your knees bent and work on lengthening your spine as you push the mat away. Inhale. Exhale, lower your knees down. Going into a few cat-cow stretches here again. Inhale, concave back. Exhale, round back. Inhale. Exhale. Let your shoulder blades, your scapula, glide up and down the rib cage. And inhale, bring your body back to tabletop position, walking your hands a little bit more forward, tucking the toes under, lifting up to downward dog again. Inhale, stepping your feet forward, keeping your feet hip width, bring your hands either on your shin or on your legs or on the chair. Legs hip width apart, half lift, concave back, and exhale, fold forward. Take a slight bend in your knees. Inhale, sweeping the arms back, reach up towards the ceiling. Taking a slight back bend if you wish. Exhale, arms back, fold forward. Resting your forehead, let your neck relax. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bending your knee, hand on the mat. Left leg back this time. Lower your back knee down to the floor. Keep your legs hip width apart, and you're welcome to flatten the back of your ankle. Inhale, lift arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, sweeping your arms back. Bring your hands on your knee, on your right knee. And gently draw that right knee back, back knee forward, hugging the inner thighs towards each other. Pushing down with your hand into the knee and lift your spine up a little bit more in an upright position. And inhale. Exhale, release your hands down to the floor, tucking the toe under, and step back to down dog. Feet are still hip width apart or wider. If you have tight hamstrings, you're welcome to take your legs as wide as the mat. And if this is still too much, if it's too much tension on your hamstring and it's pulling onto your back, you're welcome to take a slight bend in your knees. Again, pushing the mat away from you. Bring your chest, your belly a little bit closer towards your thighs. And inhale. Exhale, lower your knees down. This time lower the whole body down to the mat. Bring your hands next to your breastbone, keeping your arms maybe as wide as the mat or even wider. Inhale, lift your chest up, drawing your shoulders back, hugging your elbows in, pressing into the tops of your feet. Stretching your belly in front of you and keeping your pubic bone down. Gently press into the thighs, the tops of your feet, and you're welcome to take your legs hip width or even wider. Inhale. Exhale, lower your body down to the mat. This time come onto fingertips. So making cupcake fingers or spider fingers. And really focusing on the engagement of the muscles on the hands. Okay, so there's like gripping onto something. So pulling like cat claws, pulling your fingers in towards the center. Feeling the engagement on the muscles around your palm. And inhale, push down into the floor, lifting your spine up. Lifting your chest up, shoulders back, feeling the tops of your feet on the floor, taking a few deep breaths here. Remember to still feel like you're gripping and you're making cat claws, pulling the fingers in towards the center. Inhale. And exhale, release. Resting your hands underneath your forehead. And you're welcome to rock your hips from side to side. And stay for a few deep breaths here. Breathing into your belly, into the sides of your belly. And as you exhale, allow the body to soften. Slowly bring your hands next to your chest, tucking your toes under, and you're welcome to lift yourself up into child's pose. So bring your knees wider than the hips, sides of the big toes touch, and sit back down to your heels, resting your neck, resting your arm and your shoulders. Taking a few deep breaths here. And slowly lifting yourself up. Reclining down to the floor. So if you have the blocks underneath you or bolster, you can use the bolster. We're going to lift ourselves up into a supported bridge pose. So if you have blocks, it will be higher and it will be great. Lifting your hips up and placing your bolster underneath your sacrum. So feeling your sacrum. The sacrum is the quite a big bone structure underneath your lower back. So if you have the blocks, you can put the blocks there horizontally across to support your sacrum. And just see if you work around with your height, play around with your height. So if you find that you can go up a little bit more, lift up and bring a little bit more height if you wish. Keeping your legs hip width apart, your feet in line with your knees. And with your arms, you're welcome to bring your arms slightly away from your hips, or you can also bring your elbows up in line with your shoulders and your elbows roughly 90 degrees. And just play around with the angle of your arm or your shoulder. Allow the ribs, the bottom ribs to lift up towards the ceiling and the top of your shoulders descending down towards the floor. And feeling a nice stretch across the back of your neck. Staying here for a few deep breaths. Allow yourself to slow down, giving yourself the permission to slow down. Sometimes doing less is more. Bring your awareness to how your shoulders are feeling. Make adjustments if you need to. Be comfortable so that you are able to completely relax in the pose, so that you don't need to fight against your body. Restorative pose is really about listening in and be compassionate to yourself. To accept whatever rises up during your practice with kindness, with ease, and ready to let go. Staying here for 3 more deep breaths. You're welcome to count your breath. You're welcome to inhale for 4, hold for 2, and exhale for 4, hold for 2 again. And you're also welcome to extend your holding or the breath retention. Do what your body can accept without pushing it over the limit. You start straining yourself. In restorative yoga, you really want to turn on the parasympathetic system. And that means to not fight against yourself. So if you find any postures or any breathing that start to irritate your nervous system, step back. There's no one to compete against. And just be in the present. Slowly lifting your hips up. Removing the foams and bolsters underneath. Lower your spine down to the mat. Stay with your knees together. So bring your knees into touch and the feet out apart. And just stay here to allow the spine to settle, especially if you have really made a big height difference with your hip. Taking a few deep breaths here. And then you can bring your arms a little bit wider, maybe in line with your shoulders on the floor. And then slowly lower your knees down towards your right side. Going into a supine twist. Again, allow the feet to part. Allow the knees to part and just let your thighs relax. You're welcome to look over to the opposite direction. Staying here for a few deep breaths, conscious breaths. Notice the sensation around the side of your ribs. And then lifting your knees up to center. Let's drop the knees over to the other side. And then maybe looking over to the opposite direction. Again, allow the feet to part and your knees apart. And just let gravity do the work for you. As you tell your body to soften, your muscles will relax, allowing the fascia to stretch. And as you focus on your deep breathing, these micro movements around your ribs will also allow your fascia to gently stretch. Taking 2 more deep breaths. Softening the body with each exhalation. And slowly bring your knees up to center. Hug your knees into your chest. Again, with each exhalation, feeling the belly gently draw inwards. You're welcome to keep your knees apart here if you feel impingement across your hips or the groin area. So widening your knees will just allow space. And then resting your feet down to the floor. Rolling over to your side, whichever side you feel comfortable, lifting yourself up, pressing your hand down to support your spine. And we're going to set up for Supta Baddha Konasana. Bring your bolster or the roll of blankets on the long edge of your mat. And have the sole of the feet together. Have your sacrum, your bolster right by your sacrum. And if you want to use a cushion on top or a pillow on top of your bolster to support your head, you're welcome to use that. I'm going to set it for just 3 minutes. But preferably when I do this at home for my self-practice, I do this for minimum 8 minutes. Okay, so at home, if you're practicing this at home, please do take as long as you wish. And as you recline down, first onto your elbow, have something to support your knees if you feel like there's a strain on your knees. Especially if you're lying down for very long periods, have some rolled up blankets to support your thighs. Use your hands underneath your buttocks and just push the flesh out a little bit towards your heel. And relax. Allow the thighs to relax. Widen your arms slightly more away from your hips. Find space around your armpits so that you can feel your rib cage is able to lift gently away from the floor. And again, allow the body to soften. Scan through your body for any tension, make adjustments if necessary. And once you're happy with your body position, focus on your breathing. Notice where the breathing, the breath is going in. How it is filling up your lungs. How your diaphragms move when you breathe. And how your diaphragm impacts the rest of your body as you breathe. Again, giving yourself the permission to relax physically, mentally, less is more. And remember, you're welcome to continue in this position in your Supta Baddha Konasana recline bound ankle pose for as long as you wish when you're practicing at home. And if you want to come out of it, bring your knees up, knees touching, feet apart. Staying here for a few more deep breaths. Bring some movement to your knees, swaying from side to side, movement to the hips. And then rolling over to your side of choice. Lifting yourself up to seated again. And we're going to fold forward with our legs in front of us. So if you have tight hamstrings, you're welcome to take a bolster underneath your knee. So we're going to take a wider leg stance. So with your hips sitting on a cushion, feeling the pubic bone tilting down towards the floor, your spine is upright. Legs maybe a little bit wider, if it's okay. And again, if you find that your knees are, your hamstring is really tight and it's straightening the leg is making you round your back, rather bring some rolled blankets underneath your knees. So if you have a bolster, quite a long bolster, you can just place one underneath your knees. If you don't, just roll up 2 pieces of blankets and just place them underneath your knees to give you a little bit more of that flexion in the knee. And bring your hands behind your hips. Allow your sternum to lift. Allow the pubic bone to tilt down a little bit more. So in the forward folding postures, you really want to encourage your pelvis to tilt forward so that you're rounding, you're hinging from your hip and not too much from your back. Obviously your back is going to round. That's the purpose of a forward fold, to gently stretch your back. But we want to do it more safely, so allow the pelvis to tilt first. Inhale, reaching your arms up. Lengthen your spine. And then exhale, folding forward. Allow the forehead to rest on your seat. Allow the body, the legs to soften. And in this position, you're welcome to rest your arms down to the floor if you wish. You're welcome to place your hands underneath your forehead. And just allow a gentle stretch of your hamstrings, of your back. Feel space across your ribs. And here as well, you're welcome to practice for 3 minutes at home, or longer if you wish. And just notice which part of your body is feeling sensation. Finding a space of steadiness and ease. Feeling the pelvis heavy. Notice where you're sitting, which belly to gently drop towards the floor. Softening the belly down towards the floor, softening the inner thighs. And then slowly lifting yourself up, reaching the arms up, lifting your spine up, lifting your heart up. Exhale, arms back. And coming down into our Shavasana. So again, you're welcome to use the chair in front of you if you wish to use the chair to keep your legs elevated, or just having a bolster or rolled up blankets underneath your knees. And then placing your foam or your pillow at the back to support your neck, and recline down to the floor. First, hugging your knees into your chest, keeping your spine in a symmetrical position. And then extend your legs in front of you over the bolster. Relax your arms out to the side. Scan through your body. Notice if there are any tension. Make adjustments if necessary. If you're using the foam or using a pillow, make sure the base of your neck is nicely supported. Parting your legs as wide as comfortable. Allowing the thighs to soften. Arms and shoulder blades to soften. And once you're content with your current body position, take a few moments to just breathe. To be thankful of your breath. To be thankful to your body. And thankful for yourself as you give yourself this permission to slow down. To allow yourself to relax physically, mentally. Allowing your feet to soften, toes to soften, the calves, the thighs, front of your legs, back of your legs. Let the legs be heavy. Allow the hips to sink into the mat. Softening the belly, the chest, the sides of your ribs, around your shoulders, top of your shoulders, shoulder blades, the whole of your back. Feel the back melting away as you give yourself permission to sink a little further. Allow the arms to sink, to relax. Hands and fingers soft. Soften the neck. Soften the face. Soften the tongue. Allow your teeth to gently part inside your mouth. Softening the corners of your eyes. Softening your eyebrows. Let your eyes sink into their sockets. Allow the space between your eyebrows and between your forehead. And feel space across your scalp. Softening from your head down to your toes. Staying here for a few more conscious breathing. Notice the micro expansions inside your body as you inhale. Notice how your body softens a little bit more as you exhale. Again, you're welcome to stay here in Shavasana for as long as you wish. If you're ready to come out, gently bring some movement to your fingers and toes. Taking a deep breath and reaching the arms up towards above your head and your feet away from you. Long, deep inhalation. And as you exhale, gently draw the knees up towards your chest. Giving yourself a nice hug. Thanking yourself for giving yourself this time to recover, to rejuvenate, to be mindful, to be thankful. Thanking your body, thanking all the things, the people, the creations around us. Rolling over to your side of choice, lifting yourself up to seated. And you're welcome to sit up again on your foam or your bolster. Coming into a comfortable seated cross-legged position, or your legs in front of you, and bring your hands to prayer. Notice how this practice has affected your body and your state of mind, the state of your breath, breathing. And use this time to chant Om 3 times, or a mantra of your choice, or an affirmation that you've set, an intention that you've set in the beginning. And taking a gentle bow in recognition of your practice, for looking after the wellness of your body and mind. Slowly